Good man, thanks.
Awesome. Yeah, but you're now on the AP transactions, so change to the other non. That's right. So in the relationships, let's just remove all of these relationships. Oh, actually, there you go. Actually, you already have it. The company. Yeah, just remove the two. And also the vendor, because now that member is missing. And customer as well. It's awesome. So it's already there. We already have currency. We already have the customer, the company mapping. All right. And it's awesome. It's a right one. So now let's go to columns. Let's look up the real company name. So just change the name of this company to company one. The first row.
Yeah, got it.
That's right. Let's just rename it to company one. And let's make a lookup from the company mapping, and let's bring the company ZAP, right? I think that's the one that we want. And let's see if that brings out the right company name, which is right. Awesome. And then let's just rename that company ZAP to company. Awesome. And let's now in the relationship section, let's fill the relationship with the right company. Okay, there you go. I think, yeah, it was automatically added. Cool. All right. So let me just check. We have the relationship with the company, with currency, with customer. We just need the currency, the relationship with customer. So I'm thinking, let's see if it works. Can you create a new relationship? And let's see how it looks when we create a report. And create a relationship with customer, and it should be using the fields customer. All right, let's see how it looks like. All right, let's save this. Okay, now let's validate that. We will need to process the model, but before we do that, can you return again to the other non-ERP? I want to go through the steps that I sent to you. So now we have the first step, which is basically create extra sheet that contains the data in the table formatting. The second one is mark the pipeline as a fact pipeline. So do you remember how to do that, to mark it as a fact pipeline?
Yeah, that's fine.
That's right, it's already a fact pipeline. Yeah. Now, the third one is set the primary key. Okay, we need to set a primary key. So can you go into the column section and let's create a new key.
Fine, okay.
That's right. Awesome. I see that now you're becoming a master, eh?
Yeah, well, far from that, but yeah, remembering a few things.
Yeah. All right. So now let's activate the measures as measures. So basically, the only measure that we have here is the inflow outflow. So can you mark that as a measure? Awesome. And I think that we go. Now, let's see what errors we have. I think we don't have errors in this one. Can you close the small error that we have at the top of your screen on the right-hand side?
Oh, sorry, I think I missed that. Ah, okay, right, yeah. Sorry, I can look in the corner. Okay.
Just click that, close that one. I think. And now can you return to the model because we have more errors in the model. So we have one error with the AP transactions. Can you open AP transactions? All right, so we need to remove that one. The reason why it's giving cause error is that we didn't finish building the relationship. Now let's save. Now can you return to the cash flow model? And let's see if we have any other errors. No. Okay, there are some errors. Can you remove the cache?
Yeah.
And let's see what the errors are. Okay, we have one on AP open items. Okay, it's in the last step with company. Okay, we have 2 times company. That's the reason why. So if you scroll to the top, go to the top, then you have that mapping. No, in the first company that has a red exclamation mark, the instep is empty. So now there, just map it. And there we go. We have an issue in the initial step. Can you go into the initial step? Can you scroll down to see where the error is? There we go. It's the main currency. Can you see? Can you go into the lookups on the right-hand side? Can you scroll to the hover on the red exclamation mark, which is on the lookup? It says column maintenance impact did not be found. All right, so it doesn't seem to exist that member. All right, so on the right-hand side, where you have the pipeline, below pipeline, it's company. It's a hyperlink, and you click there. Yes. All right, so that actually take us to the pipeline, and I want to have it. So we have main. Let's see. Can you return again to the open items? I want to see what was there again. We are looking for main. Let's see. Can you scroll on the right hand side? On that lookup, we have one red exclamation mark. I want to read what that red exclamation mark says. It's not giving you anything, right? So column use currency. Is currency with capital C or yes, it's with capital C. Can you return again to company? I just want to see how. Okay, main currency. I don't understand what the issue is. Strange. Okay, can you go again to open items? Let's see what we can do. And now, from the lookups, can you click on the lookups section? Let's create a lookup, yeah. And let's create a lookup with the, okay, now I see what is the issue. Can you go to the relationship section? Okay, this is good. All right. Can you return to the column section? Can you add a step between the initial step and the currency conversion? And let's see from this step we can actually create a lookup to the company.
Sure.
No, we can't. Okay. Can you click on cancel, close it, and just remove that step? Something we are missing in the, can you go to the last step? I think it might be the unified layer step. Yeah, go to the unified layer step. Okay, can you select the company, the checkbox, and let's track the journey of the company. Just select the checkbox. And let's go one step before. I want to see all the transformations that are happening with company. Okay, so that is known. That is the issue. Known. Okay, yes, that's right.
There we go.
Was the issue. Now we have an other error in the last step. Can you go into the last step? In the unified layer step. So I think it should be basically, we need to remap the company again. There we go. Okay, let's go into the cash flow model to see, to validate there are any no more errors. Processing. So let's process them both. All right, awesome. Okay, so while it processes, let's go through the other steps that we have.
Sure.
All right, so the second was one to validate that the AP open has the delay date logic. So can you open the AP open items? I think it's already open. Yeah, it's the, okay, can you go into the column section? Okay. Okay, can you go to the AR open items? That's the logic we have used. Go to the cash flow model. And from there, just before you open that pipeline, let's see what was in the data source. Can you just, sorry, in the, data source, let's just see the cash flow model. I just want to be sure that the AP transactions actually are we are using the same logic as the AR transactions. So can you open both AP transactions and AR transactions? Okay, AR is already open. Can you go into the column section? And now I want to see what is the delay date. Can you go one step before the initial step? Right. Scroll a little bit down. Can you scroll down, please?
Yeah.
Can you type Control F, search for delay?
Nothing.
Nothing. Can you go into the new step and see if we have that new step? Do you remember what we did that step? Was it in the next pipeline?
I'm not 100% sure, if I'm honest. Unless we did it in AR, maybe not AP.
Okay. Can you go to the process dependencies on the right-hand side? Go back again into the AP transactions. And on the right-hand side, let's go expand the process dependencies. And then let's click on that. Okay, this is the AP transactions. I think we did it on AR. So can you go into the cash flow model? Sorry, I thought we were on AR.
That's okay.
So let's open the AR transactions. Maybe there, yes, we have the delay date. All right. So that's basically the calculation that we want to have, the delay date. Yeah.
Okay.
So we are doing it in the AP transactions. So just copy that formula and let's do the same formula on the AP transactions. And now it will give us an error. I think. Yeah. Why do you think it's giving us an error?
I'm not sure.
The reason why is that we don't have.
No,
the reason why is that we don't have the delay days here. So we will need to bring that information from the, I think it was in the customer, we are in AP, right? It's in the vendors. So yeah, that's right. We will need to bring the, okay, it's not there. Can you go to the Excel file? Can you go the other one? Can you go to the AP vendor mapping? All right, we have the delay days. All right, we have it there. So maybe we haven't added on that pipeline. So let's go first to the pipeline. It should be the AP vendor mapping. It's the second one that you have open.
Yeah, there we go.
Right. And let's add that extra field there. Awesome. Okay, let's refresh the schema. Interesting. Doesn't want to, right? Can you click on the source section? And can you expand the preview section? And can you refresh the schema on the right-hand side?
Sure.
Let's give some time because it's now processing. It's
I was going to
creating
say a bit too much going on. Right, so it's not bringing it in on first view. Oh no, actually, delay days, maybe it is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's the first one. Yeah,
okay.
Awesome. Yeah, basically what happens is when it processes the cube, since it reaches the data warehouse, sometimes the previews are not available. So like this part, like this time. So now can you go into the column section again?
Of vendor mapping.
That's right, the vendor mapping.
Yeah.
And let's try to refresh the schema.
There you go. Now it lets us. Cool.
Yeah, it was just taking some time. Actually, if you go into the let's see. No, it's not here. There we go. And then let's save this pipeline. And now from the AP transactions, now let's bring that field that was missing for the calculation, right?
Sure.
And with that, I think we should be able to fix the error. So. So first do the lookup.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure what's going on.
It's just, yeah, it's okay. I think it's just because we've got the queue process, screen share, virtual machine, and then adding extra stuff on top. I think it's just struggling a little. Yeah. But right, okay, but there's delay days.
That's right. Awesome. Okay, so now can you click on the delay dates formula for me? That one, yeah, that's right. And let's now press on apply. And I think now
should that be delayed days as well?
All right, yes, that's right. That's right. So basically the error was that it couldn't actually find that specific field. Let's see. It says that date does not exist. Okay, right. Okay, I think instead of date, we should use due date.
Sure, okay.
You can also drag and drop from the, yeah, from there. You can
really?
drag and drop. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. And do we need to change that from a date time just to a date?
Yes, let's do that. I mean, it's not something massive, but it is better in terms of performance.
Yeah.
Especially when we're working with many dates, we don't want to bring that much data. All right, awesome. So now let's just save this one and let's go open now the AP open items.
David?
Yeah.
So how far do you think we are with this at the moment?
I think we are doing quite well. We still need to work with the banks. I would say something around, yeah, like 70%, I would say.
Okay.
For the first report, the second report, I haven't actually looked at it right now, but I think we have many of the elements that we need.
Cool. Good.
The only thing I would add to that, Alexei, is so at the moment we're uploading the delayed dates on the transactions, whereas what I'd really like to see is ZAP. Okay, we can't do this at the moment because we don't have enough history, but what I'd like ZAP to do is be able to calculate what the average delayed dates are based on history, and then apply those to the due date, instead of us uploading what those delayed numbers are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's okay. Look, for now, for the purposes of this and for demoing this, it's fine. But it would be definitely something that you'd want to improve on later with historical transactions, to be able to calculate the logic of the delay dates.
Yeah, actually, it's something that comes out of the box in the solution port, so we can actually show them that metric that we already have in the model. But yes, obviously, let's not use that one because the numbers will be crazy. So we can show like the two flavors, right? That is something that the system can actually do for you, or it's something that you can actually upload. About the data, you know. Merging that thing.
I think in terms of complexity, this is by far the more complex of the two reports to build. I mean, the other one, Jordan, there's a lot of traffic in your background there, I think. The other one is a currency table, I believe. You know, the constant currency, that's pretty much all that is, I think. It's a lot simpler than this, Alexei. Would be my guess.
Awesome.
So, Alexei, are you asking the question because I was going to ask the same question?
No, look, obviously, I think by the end of today, we can get a good indication as to when can we actually run this webinar, I guess.
Yes, that's exactly where I was going to.
Yep. So actually today I can spend, if it's for you, Paul and Jordan, I can spend an extra hour, so we can extend one more hour to get more progress if it's required.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to sit here and go through it.
Oh, that's cool. I might need to sign off and come back to you, but you guys keep going. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out. So, Alexei, just while we're on the subject, where is this? So I'm trying to get my calendar up. I'm still struggling with two screens. I'm never going to get used to working with two screens. Let me see. I know I'm special that way. Sometime Wednesday the 2nd, 3rd, or Thursday the 3rd, or Friday the 4th of June, Alexei, would at the moment would work well for me.
Sorry, just repeat that again, Paul.
I'm saying sometime Wednesday the 2nd, Thursday the 3rd, or Friday the 4th of June for the webinar would work well for me at the moment. Tuesday's not good, but the second half of the week.
I think generally for me a good day for a webinar is a Thursday.
Okay, all right. Is that right? Why is that?
I don't know. It's just generally I do my webinars on a Thursday.
And you get better. You find you get better uptake.
Look, I think also that you've got most of the week to prep for the webinar.
Yeah.
That seems to be a good day.
Do you? I mean, is this your call? Whose call is this? Is it marketing? Who is it? I mean, as to when this happens.
No, well, I mean that's just my gut feel on webinars.
No, I'm sorry. No, I mean specifically on this on the 3rd. If it was the 3rd of June, whose call is it that is the date?
So that will probably be marketing.
Uh-huh.
But this is a webinar that you guys are doing yourselves, right?
No, with you guys.
Okay.
I'm going to do. I'll talk to. I'm happy to talk to the 13-week cash piece of it. But this is a combined effort.
Okay, yeah. So I mean the the marketing promo and that, is that coming from my guys or is that from your
Yes, but I'm then going to piggyback off it and use that marketing collateral with the private equity guys to try and get them as many people on as possible.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, no, that's fine. So I think it would be a marketing call.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think it would be a marketing call. So that would be, I think, with, I don't know, who do you deal with in marketing? Is it Ian, or is it Katrina, or is it Christina?
Nobody.
Okay.
Okay. So if this is more EMEA, I guess it probably would be more Christina.
Well, but the problem is that I don't want to have to jump through all kinds of hoops with her, because the last time when I wanted to run an advert, she wanted me to basically give her a blood sample.
Okay.
You know, we don't have time for, you know, marketing to figure out whether it's a strategic fit and all that bullshit. Marketing.
Yeah. So, let me do a little bit of searching around, and then can I come back to you on that?
All right. I mean, if it's literally, if you're saying to me, what I'm afraid of, and this is what I don't know, Alexi, I don't know how many people are going to show up for this, right? I just don't know.
Yeah.
If we were to just do this specifically aimed at private equity guys, I can't guarantee we're going to have a large audience. I hope we do, but I don't know, and I won't know until people register for it, right? Whereas if this was positioned as a, you know, a webinar for private equity owned companies, then I can then leverage that to say, by the way, you need to get your guys on this. When I talk to private equity people, you know, I'd be afraid of just running it just for my contacts and it falling on its ass because only 3 show up. I just don't know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So basically, the idea is that we are going to replicate this with your people and our people. If I'm getting it right. I mean, your opportunities and ours.
I guess I want someone there from ZAP, and it could be you, David. It could be Alexei. It could be you too. I don't know, but someone to talk about ZAP in terms of what it's all about and connecting different systems and so on. And by the way, here's your lovely. You know, just running through the demo. Here's your lovely chart or here's your lovely CFO report, like you did for us, Alexei, way back, right?
Yeah. So you know, let me ask this question.
And then I take it in the direction of, oh, and by the way, it's going to do 13-week cash flow for you. It's going to do constant currency, you know?
Yeah. So let me ask this question. So we are going to be, I think in the month of June, we are going to be having an SAP PB1 webinar. And the focus of that is going to be around cash flow. So with the target audience that you're looking at, obviously, that's not highway specific. It's not solution specific. It's more around a solution around this particular topic, right? Yeah. Okay. Because as I say, I mean, I've actually said to David that we need to. What we're doing in this webinar, I want to actually take that and then also use that, or parts of it, for the cash flow webinar as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, I'll leave it with you, Alexei. We'll pick up tomorrow and see what we want to do, because I need to, you know, whatever we're doing, I need to get the word out soon.
Sure. No, all exactly.
Right. But Alexei, my experience with Christina, I think it was Christina, was that, you know, it was just a pain in the ass kind of going in terms of.
Alex is your reference point. Use him and abuse him and get what you need out of him.
Okay. But you guys are comfortable enough at this stage that we'll have something functional and something we could show on. I mean, it's coming together very nicely.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I believe so. I mean, I think we're getting into a good point. Obviously, something that I would like to do is to create more transactions, right? But that's just an Excel file. We have already all the logic here. So, mainly because I think if we have a little bit more of data, maybe we can create something nicer.
And if it turns out, Alexei, that marketing say no, that doesn't really fit into our plan, then worst case scenario, we'll do plan B, which is I put the word out to these guys and push it hard and try and get, 10 or 15 people on a webinar where the three of us just go through it with them. You guys give sort of overall ZAP background, and then I dive into the cash piece of it.
Paul, even if we get 5, and out of that 5, you get some interest that.
Well, exactly.
Maybe,
the thing with this is, because I'm talking to private equity guys, right, or their clients, and this is TextHelp's a great example of this, Alexi. TextHelp is a perfect example of you land one of them. Sorry, I put my face on here. You land one of them, and then that gives you the leverage to go back to the PE and say, you guys are really happy with this ZAP BI. Now let's talk about the rest of the portfolio.
Yeah. No, exactly.
So, I'm seeing myself in double here. You just dragged me onto your screen there and scared the shit out of me. It's like, holy shit, I'm talking to me. Right, sorry.
Awesome. All right, guys, carry on. We'll quit hijacking your meeting here.
No, don't worry. All right, so now can you go to the initial step and refresh?
Can I just check, David? Sorry to interrupt you. Can I just check at this point, Jordan, how comfortable are you at the moment? Because there's a lot of stuff happening here.
Not bad. One thing that would make this way easier to understand, like straight away, is just a diagram view of stuff. Because a lot of the time I'm having to trying to think why, I could immediately tell you that we're missing a link and there I need to make it just by looking at a diagram. Whereas
that's definitely
schema, I don't make that connection that something's missing.
Point. And it's something we raised at the very beginning that, that it's the one thing ZAP BI is missing is a schema, a visual schema of what's going on.
Yeah.
But we've made that point before. It's definitely something you guys might want to think about playing back to the development people to see how could they build a simple graphical schema like you would see in Power BI.
Yeah, there's actually a feature on the product where you can actually provide some feedback, and it actually might be worth putting it on there. I think it's like an idea scope. Where you put in your ideas, and if enough people actually vote for it, then at least product will actually listen to us and say, okay, cool, we need to look at something like that.
Yeah.
So that is something that I think that has come past. I mean, that suggestion's come up quite a few times, and it'd actually be good if you guys just bring it up as well.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I would have been able to understand what was going wrong immediately, and if you think how many hours we could potentially be coming back to you to say what's wrong here, it would be costing you a fortune in helping us solve stuff, and not just us but other people as well.
Yeah.
I think that would be the most important
thing. I understand. I mean, I know that you're coming from the Power BI side where it actually shows that whole map basically of how everything actually.
And it's a very quick way to diagnose a problem whenever you realize there's a key field that hasn't been linked or something. It's a really quick way where you can see straight away, oh shit, that table's not even talking to that table. Anyway, okay. So aside from that, Jordan, though, you're comfortable enough as we go through.
I'm
recording this too, so that we have something to refer back to.
Yeah, it's certainly making sense. Every time I go through it, I remember a little bit more. It's just, I just need to actually use the product more.
I mean, you're in at the deep end, and that's what I like, just dropping you straight in the deep end.
Yeah.
Sink, swim.
That's the best way to swim.
Yep. No life jacket. Just jump in and see what happens. Don't worry about how deep it is. You'll be all right. Just keep doing that.
I think the other thing of this, another part of this is that we're actually essentially doing some enablement as well. So you're learning more about the product, more about the stuff that probably was not included in the instructor-led training.
Yeah, for sure.
You're actually doing this and applying this in this exercise, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like a mock client almost.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, and actually that was the idea behind this, because obviously we can. I mean, I was thinking to basically replicate this for some kind of demo, but the idea is for you to get the knowledge, right?
Yeah.
And to get stuck wherever we get stuck, and try to fix it together. I think that's the main
Absolutely, and it's
the
working.
main idea.
David, it's working brilliantly. You know, so far the way we're collaborating on this, I'm really pleased with the amount of time you're putting into this for it to help us.
Awesome. No, what I really want to get is that you feel comfortable with the solution that you're offering, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that you can actually see the value. Because obviously, for example, when you know Power BI, sometimes it's difficult to see, hey, Power BI has a modeling feature. Why should I use ZAP, right? Well, when it comes, for example, to this kind of exercises, making unions, making those transformations, it'll be really complex, right, in Power BI.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. So fantastic. Jordan, can you click on the refresh schema button for me?
Sure, yeah.
And then what we are going to do is to basically create, can you go into the demo data? We just want to be sure that we have in that union that we are bringing here the delay days, the delay date. Can you type Control F?
Yeah.
All right, we have the delay dates. All right, awesome. So we don't have an in step. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into the one step before, and we are going to, that's right. And then let's create a calculation. And let's say that the delay date is equal to the due date.
Sure.
It's just to, I mean, it's something quick just to avoid having null values, right?
Yeah. What do I need to write here?
The delay, there you should write due date. Yeah, that's right. And the name of this one should be, I think, delay date.
Okay, so that should be an equals?
No, just the title. And click on apply. And I'll go to the relationship section. And let's build the relationship with the date, which will be the delay date. Just wait, because that sometimes takes a little bit and it will create you many. All right. So in the related pipeline, just click date. And in the description, in the name of that, there you should use the due date, no, the delay date. There you go. And in the name, we have that error because we cannot have one.
Yeah.
The same twice. So I want to use the date delay dates. That's right. Awesome. So can you go into the column section for me? I just want to see that we make the union because I just went out of my screen for a while. Can you go into the union steps, the demo data step? So in that step, we need to basically map our delay dates. That's right. Okay. And let's just save this thing and let's process the model once again.
And so do I need to do a full refresh here, or should I do one of the other ones?
We can just make a, I'm thinking, no, I think a default refresh and only for the, yeah. All right, that's good. Okay, now can you open the report that we have been building?
Yeah.
Now that here. Can you go into the designer mode for me? Can you scroll top? And let's just, can you click again on the designer mode? And again, one more time. What's going on? There you go. There's like a, a bit of delay. So can you remove the at? Just place it in the bin. Now, all right. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So we have the bank balances. We have.
Yeah, so it seems all of these ones have gone through.
Okay, but we are not looking at the week that we should be, right? So on the week, remember that we need to select the weeks that come.
Yeah, it was the start of May, which I think might have been 21. Let's try 20.
But I think we are looking at 2021.
Ah, yes, there you go. Okay.
Right? And all right, let's see now if information actually looks fine. We have euros, we have GBP. Let's try now to compare with the numbers that we have in the Excel file. Okay.
Excuse me.
All right, so for customer B, for the first week, we should be getting 5,903, right? For the euro.
Yeah.
5,903. That's the week of the 10th. Okay, let me see.
Where is the customer?
We don't have customer. At the end, we just decided to change between currencies.
Okay.
Because it was going to expand too much. So we are going to basically do that as a read through. So basically, from the 10th of May, on that week, we should have 5,903. So yes, I think you can expand that.
Yeah, I don't think we've gone, I think we need to go 1 week back to get the 10th of May. I think we've gone a little bit too far.
Week 20.
Which is missing for some reason.
It's weird.
Let's take the next week. Week 21. Let's look on the Excel sheet.
Okay, so 76.
Mm. Interesting. Okay, then.
So we've got the 1489 there.
All right, 8, 9, where? So week 17.
Euros.
Okay, so that's okay. And the next week should be, we have 17. So
There it is.
yes, but I'm thinking why we have it on that week 25. It's interesting how the weeks are basically made, you know, because let me see at the calendar actually what's going on. And there we go. When we think about the 10th of May, that's where we actually are starting.
Are you using fiscal calendar? Because probably that, why don't you use the normal calendar?
So basically in here, we are starting our week on the 10th, the second week on the 17th. So if you expand, for example, the week, can you expand the week 24?
Here?
We have 6, okay. 24, the 6th of June. So basically, yes, the weeks are, our weeks are different because are starting in different days.
Okay.
So can you go into the model? Go into the dates dimension.
Oh, okay, sorry, yeah.
And in the date dimensions, go to source. And once you are there in the fiscal hierarchies, in both, change the starting date of the week to Monday. It's loading, right? Or
yeah, so sorry, am I doing this here?
yeah, no, go to the cash flow model.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And from the cash flow model, go into the pipelines, search for the date pipeline.
Yeah.
Open the pipeline. And then actually, I'm not sure if ZAP is running too slow here. It might be worth checking if how the server, yeah, it's actually performing because it's a bit slow. Can you go into the source? Yeah. And then we have the two fiscal calendars. Can you click on the fiscal The last one, that's the one that has weeks. And then on the right-hand side, let's say that the first day of the week is actually on Monday.
Sure.
And let's make just a refresh of this pipeline. The full refresh, I think, should be fine. Okay. Sorry. Did you set it up to Monday?
No, not yet. I haven't. It's not letting me do that yet. So just give it a refresh, and we'll see if we can wake back up.
I think it's already processing. But that's the previous one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we won't be able to process it right now, but we now go into to the source.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Yes. Then from there, just change to Monday, and just save it, and we will need to process this later on. All right. Now, can we go back to the report? We didn't save it. We will need to do the same things again. All right.
Okay, so I think this is the one from before.
Yeah, just leave it because other one we'll try with a normal refresh. So let's wait for it to finish. And now, can you return to the report? Let me see how it looks like. So it seems like we are nearly there, right? So, but now the numbers look completely different. 24,000. Let me see. I don't think we have 24,000 in the receipts. Okay, so can you expand the week 21? Week 21 goes from the 16th of May.
So it's still taking that Sunday.
Yeah, all right. 16th of May, 17th, and the 21. So we're summing those two amounts. But you know, also when it comes to the, okay, 14th, 10th. Okay, I think it's right. 14th, 10,000. It should be 25, right?
That's not until much later. So that's in 30. We should be seeing that.
Yeah, but it's not the same number.
No.
I'm thinking, is that the 17th of May? Okay. Let's try to create a new report. Can you click on new?
Sure.
Let's create a new report with only the receivables. What I am a bit worried is that we are bringing the, not worried. What I think it might be is that the ERP might have some transactions in those days as well. So maybe that's the reason why the numbers are not matching. So can you drag the customers, go to the customers dimension? Well, first measures. Let's expand first the measures. And then let's just expand
Okay.
So then from there, expand the AR transactions. No, sorry, it should be accounts receivable, I think. Yeah, accounts receivable. And let's just bring the amount. And then collapse it. Collapse the measures. No, collapse the measures. And then let's bring the customer. And let's bring the customer into the row section.
Yeah, all?
No, the customer level. There you go. And now the date, can you expand the date?
Sure.
And can you add that as a, expand the fiscal. Then let's place the week on the columns. Or actually the date on the columns and the week on the slicers.
Sure, okay.
And then the week, the slicers. So basically, let's select the week 21. So the week 21, we have those numbers. So let me see. Okay, I think I know what is the reason. So we have one, which is the 17th of May.
Yeah.
Okay, another one is that, okay, got it, it's right. It's right what we are getting. The reason why is that we are using the due date, not the delay date.
Right.
So that's the reason. So if you see, go into the Excel file.
Yeah.
Let me just quickly show you what
This one?
was. Yeah, that's the reason why. And can you scroll to the top? Can you see row 21 and 22? Basically, those are then the amounts that we are looking at, those numbers. But we are looking at the 17th and the 21. We want to see the delay date, right? So basically, we are using right now the normal date. So let's just delete the date.
Fine, okay.
From
there we go.
And the fiscal. And let's do the same, but with delay dates.
Fine.
And let's see if that works well. So if we look at that specific week, it should be the 13th of May. The week starts here. So it should be the only one. Yeah. I'm trying to find the 5,000. Okay. Okay, yes, we have that one. And I think the 6,000 is all right, but we are not showing it in the report. Yes, because it's in GBP.
Yeah.
That's the reason the report that's below doesn't have that thing. So yeah, I think this is the right date. So on the previous report, can we just change that? The cash flow report?
Yeah.
But to them. And the other one, don't remove it, just open it.
Yeah, and then that'll need to be changed. Okay.
Let's see if we can actually fix that. And open that context period. Just click on it. and then replace the hierarchy.
Okay, so that needs to. And then was that fiscal week?
No, the hierarchy. That is the date, delay dates, fiscal is one above.
Ah,
That's
one.
the one.
Yeah.
Hi. Let's see how it looks like. And change the slicer type to context period. The third option, the one that is highlighted. Yeah, the time context. All right. So just select another week. There we go. Is that fine?
It definitely looks better.
It's the 22 of May, right? So everything is May.
$10.0654. Payment to vendors 24.
Yes.
1174. Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah. Obviously, what we need to do here. Yes, let's save it. Okay. So what we need to do in order to make this easier to read, because right now it's becoming a bit complex. Can you expand the currency dimension on the dimension 3?
Yes, sorry.
Yeah. And just drag as a slicer. There you go. In that way, you can just select, for example, right now, just, okay, you drag the O level. I recommend you to just remove that one.
Yeah.
Remove the slicer. And drag the current, the level 1, which is the one that has one square. That's the one.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, and let's select just GBP or euros, whatever we want. And I think that will make much more sense, right?
Yeah, definitely. It's clean, very clean.
Yeah, awesome. Now let's add the calculation all the journey. Well, before we do that, can you go into the date dimension? Let's see if the model finished processing. Let's process the date dimension. Yeah. And let's just do a full refresh of this one.
So, which one?
Yeah, that one. There we go. All right. Awesome. Now, can you return to the new analysis report? Okay. So, sorry, to the cash flow report. Okay. So basically, now can you expand the dimension 3?
Sure.
And remember, can you expand the measures?
Yeah.
And can you expand the other non-ERP cash event? That's the one that we actually added. Now, can you add that one, the inflow and outflow, before the currency, between the payments and the currency? That's right. Huh. Okay, you know what, why that is happening. Can you go to the model? The reason is that values are not related with the due date.
Okay.
With the delay date. So we will need to build that relationship. So open that pipeline. And we want the report to work with both dates. So basically, yes, that's right. Click on relationships, add a new relationship. So basically, we're going to duplicate this.
Okay.
Why? Because we want this calculation to work with the normal date and with the delay dates.
Fine. Okay. So we've got regular at the moment.
It should be the invoice due date. Actually, we wrote invoice. Okay, no worries. Now in the name of the relationship, just select the date due date.
Yeah.
Delay date, I think. Sorry, the delay
There we
date.
go.
There we go. And we will need to save it and do a process only of this pipeline. So look, when we process one pipeline, it's faster. Right now, taking just a couple of seconds, right, for the date pipeline. So yeah, once that's done, we'll need to process this one.
Okay.
So I think we are getting near. Now the banks will be a bit challenging. I'm still thinking how we're going to deal with the banks.
That bit will be the challenging bit, yeah. As if it hasn't been tough enough so far. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because, well, it's not challenging. The thing is that when it comes to that calculations, basically we create something which is called the total to date when it comes to banks, because we want to know from all the history what is the amount that I have right now. The other amounts are much more like transactions. So I'm thinking that we might need to create, again, like an extra fake transactions with the banks. So that's what I think we might need to do.
Okay.
Basically. Let me see the Excel file. Okay. Now, something that is missing in the exercise that we have here is that the bank basically is the same for the euros and GBP. So, okay. Okay, once this is finished, let's process this pipeline, and then we will start thinking about how to deal with the banks.
Okay.
Because that might be a tricky one. Yeah, it's not bad. The cube took 3 minutes. So, all right, so let's process now this pipeline.
Yep.
And I think a default refresh will be fine. The full incremental, yeah. No, the full. That's right. Process, yeah. Okay, so now can you go into the cash flow model for me?
Yep.
And can you go into the accounts pipeline? So remove the cash from the data source. And let's search in the name section. Let's type accounts. So can you open the accounts pipeline for me? That's right. So now on the one before in the lookup common fields step, can you go to that step? To lookup, the third step.
Oh, sorry.
Can you go into, can you hover your mouse? Well, actually, can you click into there should be something like common account type. Or common account type name. Actually,
that one.
Yeah, well, actually both of them works. Okay, so we have something which is called cache. All right, can you go down to the bottom in your screen, the filter section, and can you create a filter where
Okay.
the common account, where the common account type? What I just want to see is the preview of how the data looks like. So when it comes to accounts, general ledger, and then just type cache with capital letters.
Just cache in here.
Cache, that's right.
Oh, and you said capital.
Everything is capital. Yeah. And then can you expand the previous section? I mainly use this thing for data validation. So basically, when it comes to accounts, which is the chart of accounts, that is, we have one account type, which is like the hierarchy. So basically, these are all the bank accounts that we have here in the data source.
Yeah. Okay.
I am thinking that I want to use one account that basically doesn't have. So can you scroll to the left and let's see if we find something that has currency. To the left to see if we have like a column which is currency.
Yeah, I've gone as far left as I can.
Oh, sorry, to the right. It is my other left.
Yeah, we've got one there.
Currency, awesome. So let's try to find one bank that it's euro and one that it's okay. So basically, what I want to do is I want to. I'm thinking. Okay. Now I know what we're going to do. So it's going to be a bit complex because basically, can you just download this preview?
Sure, yeah.
we're going to create new two banks because I don't want to mix the information with the one that we have in the ERP.
Okay.
Right. So basically, this is going to be our catalog of the two banks that we're going to create. So we're going to make two new unions. Awesome. So can you just select one bank that is in euros and?
Yeah, 1 second. Do you want me to get rid of that timestamp again?
That's right.
Yeah.
The reason why we remove those fields is because ZAP creates those automatically, and if we add this table with those fields, it will give us an error.
Okay.
And let's just keep with two banks. One bank which is in pounds, and the other one which is in euros.
Okay, is in the same bank that offers those two different currencies, or two separate banks altogether?
No, I don't. I want two banks basically.
Fine. Okay. So. Top 4 different, and they're all HSBC. Okay, then we'll take. Yeah, okay, so we've got USD and GBP as these top two.
Okay. So now let's just change maybe the codes. The primary key of those ones are
Okay.
All right. So then can you go back to ZAP? I want to see which is the primary key, just to be sure that we change that primary key.
Okay.
So it's the account and it's a bar chart. All right. So we can create that new index. Can you go into the last step, into the unified layer? I just want to be super sure that it's a bar chart in the last step. Okay, awesome. So we can create that account code in ZAP, right? We can create a new ID to have a unique primary key.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So awesome. Okay. So now, can you that sheet that you created? Can you bring it into the Excel file where we are building our information?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay.
Actually, you know what? Let's just write here the primary key. So maybe just add an extra letter or a letter in front of the account to be sure that it is the. And let's. Yes. And in the account primary key, can you add maybe change something, maybe add a letter in front or something?
Sure.
Just to yeah. There we go. Awesome. Now let's save this. And now can you go into the general ledger transactions? So search for the pipeline. Now in the pipeline, search for general ledger. And now we are, no, I don't think it's that. Can you, in the path section, can you write financials? So it should be the ledger actuals budget before the last one. Okay. And can you go into the budget union step? And can you just preview in the preview section? Just change the SQL to have in the rows. Can you change to 1? I just want 1 row, so we don't load 1 row.
I'm not actually sure it gives me the option.
I think it needs to load first the
Okay.
preview. Now you can change.
Yeah.
So basically, after this, you're an expert right now in unions.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
It doesn't allow you, right? Okay, never mind. Just download download the preview, and we will just create actually 2 transactions, 1 per bank.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, still frozen. Give it a sec.
Yeah. I think it's already there. Awesome. So let's just take the very first 2 transactions.
Sure.
So can
Yeah.
and then bring that information into the
Into here,
no,
underneath?
into another one.
Ah, okay, fine.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now in the account, since we are going to create the link to accounts, we want to be sure that the account field is the same that the bank that we created, right?
Yeah.
So as
Sorry, I think you broke up a bit there.
so we are going to create a relationship between the bank transactions and the banks, right?
Yeah.
So I want that the account, it should be account code or something like that. Can you return just to ZAP? I want to see where actually we have that.
Sure.
Okay, that is the account. Can you go to the last step? Can you click? Okay, it's the GL account. All right. So let's search for the GL account in the Excel file that we have.
Was it called GL or was it called General Ledger?
Oh, it's G. No, it's the first one. So it's a G/L.
Okay, there we go. Right.
There we go. So those accounts, can we replace those accounts with yeah.
Okay, and we want to use these numbers.
That's right. And the currencies, can we also change them as well?
Guys, excuse me, I need to just jump onto another call.
No problem.
Awesome, Alexi.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Cheers.
Take care. Cheers.
So we've got ledger currency and main currency.
I think we should use the ledger currency.
Sure, okay. It's the other way around.
Yeah. But I think we should, basically, I think I mess it up because, no, but it's fine. The USD, we want euros actually. So let's replace the description. View.
Yeah.
And then let's do the same with the other one.
As well, okay.
No, one is GBP. I don't remember which is GBP. The one that we don't want is the USD. So, yeah.
USD at the top, GBP there.
Yeah. So in the banks is, let me see again. So the first bank is euro, right? And the second one is GBP. And in the other one is the same, euros and GBP. I think I saw
USD and GBP.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be euros, the first one, right?
Okay, so change that.
All right, awesome. Okay, now let's search for a field that has something like amount.
Yeah.
Okay, should be the GL amount. All right. So let's try to find that field.
Sure. Okay. So I don't think we have anything for GL, but I reckon we probably have ledger amount in here.
I think it's because you are just looking in the U2.
There we go. Sorry, wrong one. So we've got budget amount.
No. Forced amount.
GL amount is there. That's what we have.
There you go. So let's replace both numbers with 100,000.
Okay.
And the same for the other one.
Yeah.
All right. And okay. And now also let's in the date, let's find something that is like accounting date, or let's search for date. Okay, well, actually that's better. Accounting date. Okay. That's the one that we should be looking at. Accounting date. Okay. So let's just change that to the 1st of January of 2021. So maybe you can use that same formatting.
Okay.
You know, actually, I think the formatting that you had will work better.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see what happens. All right. And I think that's it. Yeah. Is there anything else you think it's missing?
Not that jumps out at me. Let's run it and see what happens.
All right. Okay, so let's then, what we need to do is we need to add these extra fields, and then we will need to create those unions, right?
Yeah.
So now let's go to the cash flow model. Go into the into the connection details.
There we go. Yeah. Cool. Okay.
Let's just add those two pipelines. Actually, before you do that, can you click on the profiling settings for me on the right-hand side?
Yeah.
Now, can you deactivate the detect relationships from data? Okay. So, and now select both and add pipelines. Basically, what that actually does when it's activated, which is by default, it will automatically detect relationships with the other pipelines. But that's a slow process, you know, because we are comparing, for example, banks with all the pipelines that we have in the model. So that's interesting when we want to do a bit of data discovery and when we want to basically understand a bit more. But since this is just Excel files, it's quite easy, right? So it's not needed. And look how fast the process was. All right, so now let's save this one and close it.
Hi guys, I'm back. How's it
going? Pretty
Oh.
good, actually.
I think we are near.
Excellent.
So now,
Excellent.
and now can you go into the open those two pipelines, the new pipeline that we created?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's first add all the columns.
Sorry, what was that?
Add all the columns in the column section. Next to the lookups, can you click on the columns button?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and let's be sure that we add all the columns. All right. And we have the account unit number. All right, can we look at the preview section? And can you scroll down to see what the error is? Okay, we forgot to remove those things, but it's not a big issue. We can just remove just the first two. Okay, actually not. Can you scroll to the columns? That's the error that I told you. That's why we almost always remove those things. So now let's search for those fields. That should be.
It's just those, is it not?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, there you go. Click on apply. Awesome. Now we have those two transactions here.
Yeah.
Now, can you see what error we're getting?
So we've still got.
Okay, so yes, just click next to the created type date and just activate it. There you go, and I expect that to basically. No, those are not needed.
Oh, okay, sorry.
It's not a big deal. All right, so now can you scroll to the top? Let's see if the error is gone. It's
happy.
gone. So let's save this one. And can you go to the general ledger actuals budget? Now can you go to the columns? Can you go create one union step after the budget union? So now can you basically create the union with the bank trans? And it should match 100%, right? Because all the names are the same. That's the reason why we created that from the previous step.
Okay.
So everything matches.
Yeah, seems so.
Yeah, just a couple of fields that maybe. Can you just type Control F? And can you type known? I just wanted to see if there are some known values.
Oh no, sorry.
None.
None.
N-O-N.
Okay. Yeah, got it. There we go. Sorry.
Awesome. So yeah, those fields, but yeah, just the dates that were automatically created. Okay, the accounting date. Can you go again into the bank trans? I just want to validate something.
Yeah, do you want me to put these in or not?
No. We can actually remove those fields from the bank trans. But I just want to see if the accounting date is fine. Can you go to the bank transactions, the last tab that you have open? So can you search for the accounting with the date, accounting date? All right, there we go. No, so I think it's perfect. Let's just get rid of those dates that we have, all those fields that are created, the calculations.
Okay, so just in the ledger or in here as well?
In the bank transactions, just the ones that have blank space. No,
okay.
Would you need click cancel? So for example, the fifth one, that doesn't have an in step. So remove just those ones that doesn't have an in step.
Got it, okay.
Just to make it a little bit cleaner. That's right. There you go, and there you go.
Oh yeah,
and
that's one at the bottom.
Yeah. And there we go. Now, deactivate the fact and the dimension from this pipeline because it's just going to be a supporting pipeline.
Yeah.
And also the dimension. And let's just save it. And let's now save the ledger actual budget. Awesome. Now, let's see the relationships. Can you go to the relationships? And let's go into the currency. Okay. Can you go to the columns again? And can you go to the unified layers? Can you search for currency? Okay, so the currency is the ledger currency, right? So it's actually what we populated. So I think we're fine with the ledger currency. Awesome. Yeah. So we have already up and ready from that perspective. Now, can you go into the accounts?
Okay, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
And can you basically, no, sorry. We need to now go into the cash flow model and open the bank's pipeline that we have created. And yes, let's have all the columns.
Do I need to get rid of the ZAP ones?
The ones that were created. No, I don't think we have, but we don't have duplicated errors because we removed them before. We removed them in the Excel file. So yeah, it's fine. Now remove this pipeline as a dimension. Deactivate the dimension thing, save it. And let's go now into the accounts pipeline. And let's make the union step. So many unions happening, eh?
yeah, a lot. But either way, it's a lot going on. Okay, so then we're unioning that with banks.
But you know, basically what we are doing is imagine that you have two ERPs and you are basically unioning the information. It's similar. And that's the account primary key, right?
Yeah.
The one that we
created, yeah. We're just doing that for everything with none.
and then with accounts, I think it was.
Okay, all good.
Okay, awesome. Let's save this. And now can you go to the ledger actuals budget for me? And let's process that pipeline.
Sure.
Process. And we are going to also add in that process accounts. So I'm going to show you how we will do that.
Yeah, no problem.
So now on the
All we want to do.
in the pipelines section, yeah, we will do a full refresh. That's right. But no, before you click on process.
Oh.
Don't worry. It takes a couple of now. You can cancel it. Yes. And now can you again click on process pipeline?
Yeah.
And then now. Almost at the bottom, you have one pipeline, one section where it says ledger actuals budget.
Yeah.
Next to it, can you click next to it? And just write type accounts. So basically what we're saying is that we want, and you can select it from the list.
Okay, more that one.
And now click on the full refresh. Oh, it's fine. I think incremental will work. It's fine. All right, awesome. So can we now return to the cash flow model?
Yeah.
Sorry, to the cash flow report.
This one or the new analysis one?
That one. Can you refresh to see if now? Okay, actually, I think it's working now, right? The inflow. Okay,
yeah,
so
definitely.
It's looking fine. Can you collapse the week 22?
Sure, yeah.
Awesome. So now I think we are getting near. Obviously, we will need to redo right now the banking part, which is wrong. We are going to add it with the new banking, our new banking numbers. I think it's getting into good shape. All right.
Can you give me a quick run through, guys?
Sorry?
Can you give me a quick run through of where you've gotten to?
Yes. So, well, definitely now we have we have the receipts from the customers, which is the second row that you have there. Now we are partitioning that information by the currency, by euros and by pounds, right? We have the same for the payments from the vendors.
Yeah.
We have the information in euros and in pounds.
So just a question for you. Sorry, David. Just a question.
Yeah.
Where's the line that says externally uploaded?
That's the inflow and the outflow.
Oh, I see. Right. Okay. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, yeah, we can rename that calculation, and that's the one that comes directly from the Excel.
Yeah, I would just rename it as other external cash events or something. External cash events.
Right. So custom formula at the end. And now can you? Yeah.
What do you want that as? Cash events?
No, external cash events, meaning not in the system. Yeah. Okay. Is there any way to drill through those to see what they are, by the way?
Let's try. Can you double click on the external cash events?
You need to do it by currency, I think.
Yeah, next to it, for example, in the 2000, can you double click on that 2000?
Okay. So the one thing I would like included here, if possible, is the description column that says, what is it? You know?
Okay.
Is that possible? You know the way there's a description in the upload? So users will need to be able to see, what is that? What have I done to my numbers here? You know,
All right.
Given that it's coming from outside of the system.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we can do that.
Excellent.
So yeah, right now we are working with the banks.
Okay.
So now we put the banks. Now I think we will be working on. I think it will be easier.
Okay. And then finally, David, underneath you need a line that says total movements, which sums up all of the inflows and outflows, and then finally closing balance.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
The total movements. What is this? The total movements is the basically all right. The sum of the receipts.
Yeah, it's receipts, payments, and external cash events. Yeah, that's the total movements.
Okay, let's create that calculation. So can you click create a new calculation after the currency?
Yeah.
So now let's name that as total movements.
Yeah.
Let's click, and then
It's
it
coming
should
together
be.
very well, guys. It's coming together very well.
Yeah, I think it's it's looking fine. And now there, can you add the receipts from the customers, which is on the row section? That's right. And let's then plus. And then
oh, sorry, what was that? You broke up a little bit. Add a plus.
Plus, that's right. And then payments, and then plus, and then external cash events. The plus symbol, you need to take it from the pop box. No, remove that. Click on the white space. Something is strange. Okay, there you go. Yeah, there's like a little delay. Click on the plus. And then the external cash events. That's right. And then click into apply. Awesome. So now we have that total movement, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, can you click on the little square which is in between currency and week 21? There's one gray square. Yeah, one below. Can you click to the one below? Yeah, that one. Yeah. Now let's change the formatting of all the calculations. So go into the table one.
That was my next question, David.
Yeah, I read your mind. And then in the cube, instead of cube, yeah, go into number. And there we go. Now we have the total movement. Okay, and let's save this report. Okay. In the currency, can you just select the euros?
Yeah.
David, is there a way to do what you just did there, where you formatted everything? Could you do the same thing, and except this time format it so that it treats everything as thousands instead of actual values? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So can you do the same thing? Can you click on that same little square?
Yeah.
Go to table, and that's awesome. Yeah, that's the place.
Yeah, sorry, it's just taking a second to...
That's it, lovely. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, because this gives like a much more
That's it. Yeah, that's what I want.
So right now, for example, we are only looking at euros, right?
Uh-huh.
We have, yeah, I think it looks nice. Week 21. All right. Can you save this report?
Yeah.
And can you now go to the model? Let's see how it's performing. I think it's finished, right? Awesome.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking, can you go to the cash flow report? And I just want to bring those two banks. So can you go into the accounts dimension? So expand the dimension tree.
Yeah, no problem.
Let's go to accounts. Let's expand the account code. It should be, I think, account code. And now, do you remember it was
AB we put into them? It should be
okay, can you just click scroll up in the count code? Can you just click on the count code?
just on this.
And then you have one search in selection, which is a little bit go up.
Here?
No, click again into the account code. And then in the dimension tree, when it starts, there's one checkbox that says cash flow model, and then you have one search in section. Scroll, put your mouse a little bit up, a little bit up, a little bit more. There you go. And then let's search for that bank account, which is A something, right? So maybe let's just type A. And can you?
I'm not convinced we're using the right thing to look for this. I feel like it might have been a different name. Account PK, that's what we want.
Account PK. All right, let's do one test, because it might be that the accounts actually didn't process because, well, it might be that we will need to do a full refresh. But let's test it. Can you go into the new analysis report? It's the fourth tab that you have open. Let's make a quick test. So can you actually let's create a new report.
Yeah.
Let's click into OK. And can you go into the measures? Can you go into the general ledger transactions, general ledger? The actual amount, place it in the columns. Can you collapse the measures? Now let's go to date. And yeah, and let's first drag the year into the rows. I want to see if we have something in the 2021.
Yeah.
Can you expand that in the 2021? So can you expand the week 1, 2021, which is what? Fine. Can you double click? Yeah, so basically I think it's working. But you know what we are missing? We didn't create a relationship with the delay date.
Yeah, I was about to say, I didn't see that one.
So we forgot. So can you search for the account code? I think it's the ledger actual budget. I think you already have it opened. It's like, it's next to account. There you go. And let's create a relationship. And let's create a relationship with the date. I think it's the counting date, right?
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
And then let's change the name of the relationship to the delay dates. There you go. Awesome. Let's save it, and let's do a default refresh.
Okay.
Yeah. And now, can you return to the drill through that we have? It's the last tab that we have opened. Can we look for the, okay, the account code is on. But rest. Can you go to the ledger actuals budget?
Yeah.
And you go to the columns. Actually, you know what? First to the relationships, I want to know how we build the relationship with the accounts, because the account relationship is wrong. So we use the chat code and the company. Why we use the chat code? Chat code and account. All right, so that might be the reason why this is missing. Can you go into the columns? And can you go into the new step? And in that one, can you GL accounts, right? Can you create a filter? I want to see how the I think it might be that the company is the one that's missing. Search for the GL account.
Yeah, we'll do. It's just
I think I know now what is the issue. But let's just validate. It's not responding, right?
yeah, it's just struggling.
else? What I think it was the issue is that I remember that when we were in the accounts, we created a filter, and I think we forgot to remove it. So that might be the reason. But first, I want to validate if the transaction that we created has actually a company, because if they don't have a company, I think we won't be able to create a relationship. So basically, can you go? I think we can check that in the Excel file. Can you go into the Excel file that we created?
Yeah.
All right. So can you search for the company? I want to see that we have the same company in both.
That's the only mention of company.
Okay. Yes. Chart code. Search for chart code. Chart. That's the only. Okay. And there, search for chart code. All right. There you go. So in the chart code, okay. Can you go into the company, into the tab that is the company?
Sorry, what's that?
Can you close the find and replace? And you have one tab here in the Excel file, one sheet, that is the company. That's the company. So we should use those company names. So, okay, it's N810. And let's just use N810 for both. N810. And that's in the bank transaction, right? And in the banks, okay. Let's go to ZAP because maybe the name changed. So let's go to ZAP. So if you scroll to the top and we go into the relationships, basically this is the fact pipeline, right? And we are building the relationship with accounts. So basically here, what counts from this pipeline is the chart code. Okay. So the chart code in this pipeline, so in the Excel file, should be N810 as well. So let's go to the Excel file and let's place N810 in the company as well.
Okay.
It's in the bank transactions.
Yeah, so that's there, that's fine.
Yeah, but also in the chart code. Because
Okay.
the one that you are actually using to build the relationship is the chart code.
I see.
So basically, that is the other way around. Yeah, there you go. Okay, now let's return to ZAP. And now we need to go into the accounts. So can you click on the accounts pipeline? Go to accounts pipeline. And let's see what the company, can you search for company in the unified layer step? Into the last step. Let's press Ctrl F. And let's search for company. So it's chart of accounts. That was the name, chart of accounts. Okay, so let's go into the Excel file and let's search for chart of accounts. But it's in the banks. And in the chart of accounts, let's press. Yeah, that's right. And let's save it. Right, awesome. Okay, so now what we will need to do basically, also in the accounts, in the third step, we have a filter that I think that's the one that we actually added. So yes, can you go there? Scroll to the bottom and let's remove it. That happens to me a lot. I forget. And it has happened to me with large data sources that takes like 30 minutes, 40 minutes
and then that time, yeah.
Yeah, it's so annoying. All right, so now let's save it and let's re-upload the file. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Process model.
I would just process the generative budgets and so close that.
Yeah, sure.
Go to the ledger actual document. And let's we have one error there. You go into columns.
Yeah.
Let's see what the error is.
I'm trying to stick that filter.
Oh, yeah. Just click on that, and delete. That's right. And let's now process this pipeline and add the accounts as well. Before we process the model, let's go into them. Okay, let's wait. Okay, before we process that, can you go into the banks?
Yeah, sure.
Mm-hmm. And let's activate this as a let's activate this as a dimension.
Okay.
And so the banks actually were bringing that information to them. No, sorry, it was not the banks. Sorry, apologize. Deactivate this as a dimension. It was the wrong one. So we should actually, it's the other non-ERP cache pipeline. It's the fifth one that you have opened.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, and that's the one that we should actually activate as a fact pipeline as well.
Okay.
As a dimension, sorry. And can you go to the columns?
Yeah.
So the ID should be attribute. That's why we have that error. So now the attribute in that section, since I don't want the primary key to be shown, what we're going to do basically is going to click into the yeah, awesome. All right, you're already mastering this. And yes, let's just save this pipeline.
Yeah.
Now you return again into the ledger actions budget. That's right. And now, can you add in the drag or type pipeline? No, yeah, process the pipeline. But I want you to add accounts and other non-ERP cash in the box, in the pipeline box. That's right.
Got it. And are we doing default incremental?
I think default is fine. All right, and I think that should be. So while it processes, I think I'm going to go for a coffee.
Yeah, that's fine. Likewise, I need one as well. This has been almost 3 hours of stint, so well done for sticking in there. Thank you. It's really appreciated. But okay, let's come back in 5 minutes then.
Yeah, awesome.
Lovely. Thanks, mate. Catch you in a bit.
All right. Thank you. It's already processed. All right. Are you there, Jordan? Hey, Jordan.
Hey, hi.
Awesome. So I think now the process finished.
Yeah.
So let's go into the cash flow report.
Yeah.
Let's hope that we didn't miss anything this time. All right. So actually, can you go into the new analysis report, the last one that we created?
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Can you just Yeah. Can you just refresh it? And can you just double click again into the 1st of January, into the number, into the 200,000? That's right. I want to see it now. This drill through, it's actually bringing us the accounts. Account code. There we go. So basically, those are the numbers that we should be looking at. Can you just copy and paste that account code?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, right. And now go into the cash flow report.
Which one? That's one.
Yeah. And now from there, can you expand the dimension tree?
Yeah.
And let's go into counts. That's right. Let's go into the count code. Yeah. You will need to select first.
Yeah, no, I jumped the gun.
Actually, I think that our newer version of ZAP handles this in an easier way. But yeah, just click on the account. No, I think you need to click on the level.
Okay.
Yeah. Account code. Yeah. And then select the level.
Select the level?
The level 1.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, but don't expand it, just select the level. Yeah, that's
right. Like that, okay.
There you go. And there.
Hey, there we go.
And now, can you open from the row section? Can you open the opening bank balance? Is the first calculation that you have in the rows. Yeah. So now, can you remove that cash and cash equivalents?
Yeah. Sorry, my dog's just barking.
No. Don't worry. Alexi has a rooster all the time, so. So now just drag those two elements to the formula. Just drag both with shift, the two banks that you have on your dimension tree.
There we go. Sorry, I'm back.
In the dimension tree.
Yep.
Yeah. You just drag and drop those two elements.
Into here.
And also the other one. Yeah. And then, actually, no, I think I am. Okay. I'm thinking. Can you right click next to the GBP where you have that red?
Right next to the what? Sorry.
Yeah, next to the GBP, to the last one, to the last member. Yeah, and then click there on sum value.
Yeah.
Sum. That's right. And then from there, drag again those two elements. Let's see if this works. No, into the set path. Yeah. So basically, and then click apply. And then remove the two elements that we have there. Okay. And let's see if that works. That's strange. Can you click on cancel? Can you go into the other non-ERP cache? The pipeline? Yeah. Can you go, oh, we deactivated as a measure. No, let's see. No, it says measure. Can you click on the any white space? All right, so now it's a dimension and it's not a fact pipe. So just activate the fact pipeline. Yeah, and let's just process this pipeline. It should be faster. Just this pipeline.
Okay.
right. Let's cross. Yeah. Now let's go into the cash flow report. No, sorry, into the drill through that we have, the last one. And then let's try to find the other account. Can you now copy the second one?
Sure.
Let's try to find it and add that as well. Yeah.
And where are we looking for that again? Sorry.
Cash flow report demo. So basically, we're just filtering out only those two transactions.
Yeah.
And now select again the account code. That's something that
I think they should. Okay, maybe not.
I think that is a feature that we need to improve.
That's okay. It's still a minor thing. Okay, good.
Oh, we have plenty. So now can you expand the opening bank balances?
Yeah.
The formula. Can you expand the sum? And inside the sum, can you drag and drop those elements? I think it's coming, but it's coming to this node.
So I need to add all of them?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure which is the one that we want, but the thing is that we changed the code, but we didn't change the description. Yeah, so that's why it should be just one then, but well, I'm not sure which is the right one. And then let's click into apply.
Yeah.
And click into apply, and then we will get again the same error. And let's wait for the model to process. Shouldn't take too long.
Yeah, I was going to say 1 second warehouse process. I can't imagine the cube's going to take much longer.
Yeah, because it's just one transaction. So yeah, the one that normally, almost always the two pipelines that take the most are the ledger actions budgets and also the inventory one. Those are the ones that almost always are. Yeah, because the ledger, it's actual budgets is basically summarizing all the transactions, all the general transactions of the so that gets crazy. And the inventory as well, because all the movements, especially it's a retail company, it is just crazy the amount of transactions that are created. So what we do in those scenarios is basically create balances, opening balances, so we don't bring all the historical information of the ERP.
Okay.
The cube normally takes the same amount of time because it's just putting again the structure of the cube and validating that nothing changed. For example, in this scenario, even though it was a small change in the warehouse, we are creating the pipeline as a fact pipeline, as a measure, right? So in the cube, it's happening some relevant things. So I hope that after this process, we might be almost done.
Yeah.
I think we're right now like 90%. Now, what I would like to do maybe in the next session, what I think it might be outstanding is to create more transactions.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to double check.
Yeah, and also maybe create something more beautiful, like a dashboard or something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, do all the funky stuff. I mean, once oh, there we go, nice. Once the this sort of report is done, there shouldn't be anything else to do in the back end. Am I correct there?
No, in the back end, and the reality is that it should be something easy. You know, right now, what we're basically doing in the back end is like basically combining the historical data with new data, right?
Yeah.
So it's something huge what we are making right now. But yes, I mean, and it was mainly because the data that we have, it was really bad. I mean, in terms of the report. Otherwise, this could be took us maybe one day, you know.
Yeah.
So, well, it was much more about the journey of learning together, how to prepare these things. And I normally do this because, you know, I mean, another approach that we could actually do is just bring those Excel files and without creating the union, just create the relationship between those two. And it would be really, really simple. But the thing is that right now, if the customer, for example, wants to see additional customers or wants to create a trial balance, I mean, we have the same structure and we are talking about the same thing, and they have the sensation that it's in the same ERP, right? If the conversation goes a little bit technical, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's.
There we go. Okay.
Right. Awesome. Awesome. So now let's go into the cash flow report.
Mm-hmm.
Let's refresh it. Let's see how the data looks like. Click on apply.
Success.
And there we go, success. That's right. We have now the euro, the receipts from customer, payments from vendor, external cash events, the movements. And now can you add one extra at the end, which is going to be the closing balance?
Sure, yeah. How would I, how do we do that?
Actually, you know what? I think I will need to think a little bit about that one because it's going to be.
And with the opening bank balance, should this not be changing?
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, if we have plus 25 total movement, that should be 125 now.
Yeah, I think we should change that. Okay, I will need to think about that one.
That's okay.
I mean,
do you want to save that for another day? This has been 3 hours of you going through this. I imagine your brain's probably fried.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, let's save it. Yeah, let's say maybe arrange the next session for maybe let's see if tomorrow I will confirm you in a bit, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Check if you check your calendar and just let us know when works. I can do anything over the next couple of days. My calendar's very free, so completely at your convenience.
All right. Absolutely. So yeah, okay. So tomorrow I think something around the same time. I think it will work for me.
Lovely, amazing.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Well, no,
have a lovely day.
thank you. You too. Really appreciated. Really appreciated. Thank you for all this.
Awesome. All right. So let's
Catch you later.
save it. Take care. Catch you later.
Cheers. Bye bye.
Bye bye.